So I want to introduce you, if you don't know Linda Pliagas. She has got Realty 411 Guide magazine, and I'll tell you, if you want to do some promoting of your business, this is the lady you want to talk to. So thank you very much, Linda.
We also produce Cash Flow Express, which is a financial newspaper, and Roberta made the cover of our next edition. The cover is a group of us when we went to Kansas City, Missouri to look at properties. So we took a group picture, and Roberta's one of the ladies there, and I'll be picking up that issue this weekend. Oh, actually, no, Thursday. And this weekend we'll be traveling to Dallas, Texas for a huge REI Expo where they're expecting about 500 people. So we're very excited about that.
How many speakers will you have at that?
At the REI Expo?
Yeah.
Oh, they're having tons of speakers. It's 2 days, and they have multiple rooms.
Wow.
I think they have 4 rooms, and they have speakers back to back. Put it this way, they ran out of speaking spots and vendor booths a month ago.
And they're speaking in different rooms at the same time?
At the same time. So they have multiple speakers, different topics, different rooms.
Huge.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event. Thank you for coming with me, Roberta.
You're welcome, Linda.
Now, my name is Linda Pliagas, and I'm a real estate investor, publisher, and I've been a licensed real estate agent for over 10 years. My passions, besides my family, are media and real estate. And my mission is to teach people about investing and to motivate them into taking action. So today, I put a presentation together. I actually did this today, just for you, Dan. My first PowerPoint, so let's see how it works. Well, we're going to talk about my 3 deals. I've done 3 deals in the last 15 months. So not too many deals. I mean, I'm not one of these investors that does 50 deals a month. I've only done 3 in 15 months, not a lot, but guess what? Each one has grossed me nearly or over $100,000. So when you do deals like that, you don't have to do that many, right?
And Linda?
Yes.
Aren't these deals kind of a sideline from the main stuff that you do all the time? As far as, so
my main job is this, is running a magazine, doing the newspaper. We also put together expos, and we go all over. Next month we're going to San Jose, California. I have over 500 people registered for that event. We travel a lot to other expos. So running a magazine keeps me very busy, and actually this is my JOB, and as investors like to say, our JOB, job, stands for just over broke. So this is my JOB, and real estate is my side gig. Now, a little bit about me. This is my family, my husband, and my daughter Lydia, my dog Scruffy. I've been a landlord for 18 years. I've been a licensed agent for over 10. I started investing out of state in 2005. And I started investing out of state because I wanted to grow my portfolio, and I simply ran out of money in California. Properties were so expensive and are so expensive here that I was limiting my opportunities. So I also invest out of state. I've owned 24 units in 5 states and managed them simultaneously. As far as my education, I have a bachelor's degree in journalism from Cal State Long Beach. I also studied real estate in Santa Monica College, so I went to public schools. I'm not from a wealthy family. In fact, I grew up in a mobile home park. That's where I lived until I was 18. I put myself through school, waiting tables and working as a nanny. In fact, my parents lost their mobile home when I was 15, and we lost it to foreclosure. And that's actually what motivated me to learn about money, investing, real estate. I wanted to change my life. I wanted to break the cycle of poverty. So that was very important to me. Now, in addition to the real estate, we also own HRS clocks and watches in Solvang. It's a clock shop and watch shop in Solvang. My husband is a watchmaker, clockmaker. So we have a side business. I'm a firm believer of multiple streams of income. That's very important, especially when you're an agent or an investor, because as we know, sometimes the deals don't come as quickly as we want. And maybe deals fall through. Sometimes the deals just don't happen. So if you have multiple streams of income, you're going to be in a much better place. Now, some of my highlights: I've never lost a property to foreclosure, and I've been investing 18 years. So I'm very conservative. I try not to bite more than I can chew, although I have before. But I was lucky in the fact that I was able to sell the properties to get out of, a lot of debt and put more money and more liquid funds in my bank. Okay, and next we have my first deal on Pine Street in Solvang. This one I purchased for $300,000. I bought it 15 months ago. Ken Sedaris actually helped me get that deal. How many offers did that deal have? Ken? 3? Yeah. Had 3 offers. I ended up getting the property. Now, right now, we have it listed for $419,000. We put in $25,000 in rehab. Basically, we put a nice, beautiful fence, did a lot of landscaping. We painted the inside and the outside of the property. This is the before shot, by the way, and this is the after. We put a nice fence. We put some tile work in the kitchen, the bathroom. Nothing fancy, Spent $25,000, a little bit more than we wanted, because my husband went all out and he put mahogany doors in the house, and they cost us like $10,000, and I was like, oh my gosh. But he wanted to give me a nice little present, because we moved from Los Angeles up to Solvang, and it was such a shock for me, the difference in lifestyle, that he wanted to make me happy, so he put some nice doors in there for me. So needless to say, that raised our rehab costs by about 10 grand. Right now we are living there, but it's listed and we already have another house, and I'll show you the house that we have. Yeah, for some reason it's not, or maybe I'm not clicking it right. Oh, here we go. Okay. This is the deal that I bought in Los Angeles. Now, I flip in Los Angeles and in Solvang, or locally. I just started flipping about 15 months ago. Before, I was always a buy and hold investor. And like I said, I'm very conservative. That's why I buy and hold for long term, because I'm conservative. Rehabbing is risky business. But because all my friends are rehabbers, I started getting like antsy, like, oh, I want to do a rehab too. They're making $40,000, $50,000. I want to do that. So I started getting into it. But ordinarily, I am a buy and hold investor. I'm a landlord. I like multifamily units. That's my preference. But now that I got a taste of rehabbing, I like it, and I'm going to continue to do that and add that to my mix.
Linda?
Yes.
Would you say that in this economy, things are just now starting to pick up enough where it's less risky rehabbing than it was when we were heading down?
Well, definitely we're seeing appreciation in the market. We are seeing a lot of activity and a slow surge in pricing, which is fantastic. But I would say rehabbing is always risky, even whether the market is going up, staying the same, or going down. Rehabbing in itself is a risky business, and it's one that should be left to people that are a little bit more seasoned in their investing. I always recommend starting with maybe a duplex. Buy a duplex, hold it, get used to the idea of being a landlord, try and manage your property just to get a taste and feel for it. Of course, not everybody's cut out to be a property manager, but at least you'll get some experience, and you can learn how to deal with tenants and make sure that it's for you, because not everybody's cut out to be a landlord. Not everybody's cut out to be an investor. You have to make sure that it fits your personality, your lifestyle. But you know what, for me, it's the best Social Security anybody can have. My retirement is set. I already have apartments. I'm doing the rehabs on the side for fun, but I already have income coming in. I know that when I reach a certain age, those notes are going to be paid in full. And then I'm really going to reap the rewards that real estate can bring you. And I want everybody to have that sense of security. It's the worst thing that can possibly happen is to be a senior citizen and not be able to enjoy your golden years because you don't have any money coming in. I see that with my mother. She's on a fixed income. She doesn't own any real estate at all, and she lives with me, and I'm so glad that she does. I, open my doors for her, but what if she didn't have me? What would happen then? So I just feel that real estate is the best investment that you can possibly make. It's my Social Security, and I hope that all of you take that into account and plan ahead. If you buy a property now, you'll be set when it's time to retire. And I can't stress it enough. It's so important. Now, this is a deal in Los Angeles, Marina Del Rey adjacent on Gilmore. I purchased it for $485,000. My rehabs were $15,000, not much. And I did a lot to that property. I landscaped it. I put new counters in the kitchen, new tile floors in the bathroom and the kitchen. I put new wood floor in the back, in a separate studio that was connected to the house but was in the back. So I actually did a lot. I really got my money's worth on that deal. I mean, those guys did a great job, and they kept my costs really low. So,
Linda?
Yes.
Are you doing hard money lending for the financing on something like this, or how are you handling that?
Good question. I actually have a private lender who I met at one of my events in Newport Beach, and he loves real estate. He's retired, so he needs income coming in, and he uses his capital to fund deals like this with me and other investors, short-term deals, and that's how he makes his money. So if you don't want to be a landlord, there are other options that are real estate related where you can make money passively, and that will help you retire more comfortably. So this deal, this one we sold for $582,500, and my gross profit was $97,500. I netted about $38,000 in 5 weeks. So, yeah, 5 weeks. I don't know about you, but I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. I'm a journalist by trade. Do you know how much we would make if I were to get a job as a reporter for a local newspaper? I'd probably make $36,000 the whole year. Because media is not a high-paying field. It's a profession of passion. So you don't get paid very well as a reporter or a graphic artist, which I am as well. So hey, I made my entire year, you know, the money that I would make in my profession for the year, I made it in one deal in 5 weeks, which I think is phenomenal. Now here's the new deal that I'm doing. We're actually rehabbing it right now. It's in Solvang as well. We purchased it for $435,000. The rehab is going to be only $10,000, which I'm amazed I could get it done so cheaply. But I found some awesome handymen here in Santa Barbara. I mean, the resources that are available to us are just incredible. And they're doing so much. They're painting the house on the inside, I mean the whole house. It's 2,300 square feet. We're adding new hardwood floor, the whole house, new countertop in the kitchen, new tile in the laundry and both bathrooms, and new tile in the kitchen. All for $10,000 for $10,000 bucks. I mean, these guys are a blessing. I'm so happy I found them.
Did you find them through a meeting like this?
No, actually, they were in my neighborhood painting a duplex in the area right up the street. And they were painting a duplex, and I just went up to them and I'm like, oh, do you guys do work for other people? And they're like, oh yeah, we can help you. And I said, well, I have, you know, a house that needs to be repaired. I need tile, I need painting. And they were like, yeah, we'll come by and give you an estimate. And when they gave me an estimate just for the, you know, for a small job, and it was so low, I was like, wow, their rates are really good. So I just hired them for everything. So I actually found one guy to do the tile, and he charged me a lot. I paid $2,800 for the tile in the laundry room, 2 bathrooms, and kitchen. I thought it was a good price until I found handyman number 2. And then I realized, well, the handyman number 1 kind of ripped me off because the handyman number 2 is so much more cost effective and, you know, more affordable. So anyway, live and learn. Yes.
Your gross profit on the Gilmore place,
Yes.
97.5, and yet your net is 38. What was the difference there?
Good question. There are so many fees associated with flipping properties. Commissions, my private lender had to get paid. Also taxes eat up a big chunk of your profit. So that's why it's important when you do a rehab in California, try and have a $100,000 spread or as close to a $100,000 spread gross as possible. Keep your rehab to about 15 to 20, no more than 25,000. If you follow those rules, you will net anywhere from 35, 45, maybe 50,000. So that's the rule. And I learned that from, let me show them where I learned it from. I think I learned my $100,000 rule from Christian and Ruth, who are they're actual flippers. That's all they do, is they flip properties. And they invited me to go to their rehab tour, and I went twice, and after the second time, that's when I became a flipper. Because they made it look so easy, and they gave me so much confidence and so much information that I was like, you know what, let me try it and see what happens, and I'm really glad that I did.
Linda, what did your private lender receive?
He receives 9% interest, which is outstanding because a lot of private lenders, they want 10, 11, 12%. So he gives me 9%. He does have a prepayment penalty if I sell the property in less than 2 years. And I forgot what the rate is. In total, he lent me, for this deal right here on Gilmore, he lent me $150,000, and he made $13,000 in profit in 5 weeks. So, you know, he did pretty well for himself.
Does he charge for the rest of it?
No, I put my own money in for the rest of it.
Does he charge points on top of it?
No, he doesn't charge any points, which is fantastic because so many private lenders charge points.
The buyers on the LA house, or you already had somebody, or?
No, I had no one. I was very flexible with that deal because it was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home, and it had a guest unit in the back. So if I chose to rent it out, I would still cash flow about $1,000. Yeah, I was a really good.
Bring your assets.
Yeah, if I rented both sections out to different people, I would have been cash flowing about $1,000. If I only rented the property in the front, and my goal was I'm going to use the property in the back because I have to travel a lot to Los Angeles, and I do a lot of out-of-state traveling, and I have to go to LAX all the time. So I figured, you know what, if I have to keep the property, that's okay too, because I'll rent it out, it'll pay for my private lender, and I'll be able to utilize the back unit for my own personal use. So I wasn't too scared about if I was going to get stuck with the deal or not.
But how did you find the buyers?
That's a good question. I work with the best agents I can possibly find. And I'm a real estate agent. And I hire the best that I can find because guess what? I don't have time to be an agent. I don't have time to do open houses and take calls from people who are interested. So I chose the top producing agents in the area, the busy blondes, and they were they were busy, let me tell you. They were doing open houses and flyers. Their marketing strategy is excellent. They advertised the property in all the local papers and really got the word out. They actually brought the buyer. This brokerage has a big reputation. They're awesome, and they have a lot of buyers that work with them. So they actually brought the buyer.
And do you actually save half the commission?
I did negotiate a smaller commission, but not very small because they know they're the best, so they want to get paid accordingly, which is fine. I mean, you know what? Why be greedy? There's a saying, and I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but pigs get fattened, hogs get slaughtered. Don't be greedy. So let me go on to my next slide. Okay, here's my information. As Dan said, I publish Realty 411. We also have an alternate cover, Real Estate Wealth. So if you see either one of them, they're the same magazine, but we have alternate covers and alternate marketing strategies. We also produce Cashflow Express. These are my websites, realty411guide.com, rewealthmag.com, and cashflowcows.com. Here's my phone number in case anybody would like to reach me later, 310-499-9545. That's my hotline, and you can leave me a message there. I do have some tips for everybody, for those of you who are interested in becoming investors. And these tips I accumulated from my deals and also from past experience because I've been a landlord since I was 25. So here are my tips for success. Work with agents. Too many investors don't want to work with agents because maybe they get greedy, they don't want to share the deal, the commission, they don't want to pay a commission. Don't be like that, folks. There's plenty of money to go around for everybody. If you work with agents, they have specialized knowledge. They have access to the MLS. They have negotiation skills that took them years to acquire. So definitely work with good agents and, you know, make connections with them. How many agents are in the room here? Justin. Oh, I'm sorry, with you, sir. Well, can I see the hands again, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 agents. These are the people that you should be networking during a break. You should be networking with them. You should be asking them, hey, do you have any pocket listings? Do you have any pocket deals? What's going on in the market? Get friendly with agents. They're a great resource. Also, number 2, look in the MLS. All these properties that I acquired, I found them on the MLS. I don't have time to drive around neighborhoods looking for vacant properties. I don't have time to write yellow letters. I don't have time for cold calling. I don't want to do that. I found all these deals on the MLS. And investors say, oh, I can't find deals in the MLS. That's not true. You're not looking in the MLS. Or maybe you're looking and you don't know a deal when you see one. Because every time I look, I find a deal. I always find deals on the MLS, so definitely look there.
So if you're not an agent, do you have a tip on how to get onto the MLS?
You can get on anytime to any MLS in the country. You can get on the Central Coast MLS. All you have to do is Google the area that you want, Santa Barbara, MLS. You'll get access to it. Sometimes you have to go through a real estate agent's website to get access to the MLS, but virtually all public MLSs have a guest search where you can actually search the MLS to find deals. Now, you're not going to find the private remarks. You're not going to see some information that an agent would. However, you can see what's available on the market. The Central Coast MLS, you can even see what's pending. For the MLS in Los Angeles, you can see what's pending. You can see what's sold, so you can do research. Yes, Justin?
For Santa Barbara, it's just SBAOR.com. That's the Santa Barbara MLS. Or you can use my website, justinurban.com.
Good.
The MLS is probably more effective.
So,
Yes.
So how updated is it?
It's updated, the same as the agent's MLS. In fact, I've invested in 5 states. When I was investing, I looked in the MLS in Baton Rouge, where I owned a property. I looked in the MLS in Albuquerque, where I bought a property. I looked in the MLS in Texas, where I bought a property. And I looked in the MLS in Arizona, in Phoenix, where I bought a property. I knew my market so well because when you're going to invest anywhere, whether it be in your own backyard or out of state, you want to do research. Research is the key to success in real estate. So log on to the MLS. When you know you're interested in a particular area, start looking in the MLS every day. Learn what the prices are. Familiarize yourself with the ranges in price and the different areas. That way you know a deal when you see one.
Do you ever use agents to help look for properties?
Absolutely. I always use agents. Agents are a great resource. However, before I use an agent, I'm going to do my own research. While I'm using an agent, I'm going to do my own research. And after I used an agent, I'm still going to do my own research. That's how important research is. And I'm so happy that I actually received my bachelor's degree in journalism because research was the backbone of my industry, of my field, and of me getting my degree. I really had to learn how to do research properly, and that really helped me with my real estate deals. Yes.
How comfortable are you when you invest out of the state and working with local
I've been investing out of state since 2005, and I'm very comfortable if I know the area and if I know the market. When I mean by knowing, I'm gonna actually go there. I don't buy real estate sight unseen. I think it's foolish. I would never do it, and I never recommend anyone to do that. If you're gonna buy a property, you wanna visit the area. Okay, so you have to take a plane ride over there. Come on, if you're gonna invest $50,000, $60,000 on a property, what's 500 bucks for a plane ride? I mean, you have to do your research, and you have to go into it knowing that if I invest out of state and something happens, I may have to go out there to make sure everything's okay. Am I comfortable with that? Well, I'm very comfortable, but other people may not be, so it just depends what your preference is. I think I'm so comfortable investing out of state because I live right by LAX in Los Angeles, so I literally had the airplanes going right, you know, over my head and stuff all the time, and I would say to myself, it's only a plane ride away. That's how I look at it. Out-of-state investing, it's only a plane ride away. Okay, number 3, give people an incentive to do business with you. Now, these deals that I got, one in particular, the one on Elsinore, the listing agent he had a lot of interest on the property. I mean, I knew it was a good deal. I knew it was going to go quickly. So one of the ways that I gave him an incentive to do business with me was I said, look, Mr. Agent, I really like this property. And by the way, I'm a licensed real estate agent too, but guess what? I don't want the commission. I just want the property. So can you write up the offer for me? If they're writing the offer and they're going to be making double the commission, do you think that there's a motivation for you to end up with that property? Of course. So that's a strategy that I use, and you know what? It works. It really does work. So number 4, my tip number 4, don't get greedy. Sometimes we don't make as much as we want. For example, the property in the deal on Gilmore where I netted $38,000, I wanted to net $60,000. I mean, I went into it going, I'm going to be making, you know, 60, 70 grand. This is it. I know it. Well, guess what? I didn't make as much as I hoped and wanted to, but that's okay. There's going to be other deals. I'm not going to get devastated over it. I'm not going to quit being an investor over it. You just take the money and go on to the next deal and be thankful that you netted $38,000 and you didn't go under $38,000. Tip number 5, be ready to rock and roll. Speed and organization are very important when you are investing in real estate. You need to have your ducks in a row. You need to have your bank statements ready to go. You need to have a pre-qual ready to go. You need to have, what else? Just everything, all your ducks in a row. Have your pre-qual, your bank statements, get everything lined up. A letter from the bank or from your private lender, whatever it takes, just have everything ready to go. Because when you see that deal, guess what? Other people are seeing that deal too. And usually the first one in with the best offer is the one that's going to get the deal. And all the deals that I got, oftentimes I was the very first one in with an offer. The one on Gilmore in Los Angeles, I made an offer the day it came out on the MLS. I called that same day and I said, I want to make an offer. And they were, well, actually I said, I want to see the property. And they said, you cannot see the property unless you have an accepted offer. Because it was 2 units, well, that's what they do with income property. When it's multiple units or 2 units, they will not allow you to see the property on the inside unless they accept your offer. Once they accept your offer, then they give you access to the interior of the property. But because I'm an investor and I'm used to that, I was like, no problem, I'll make an offer, no problem. You know, I was very comfortable. So I made an offer. I also told the listing agent, I know you're the listing agent, I'm a licensed agent, I don't care about the commission, you keep it, just write up the offer for me, I want this property. So she wrote it up and we ended up getting the deal. Number 6, remember, part-time real estate can equal full-time riches. I only do deals part-time, yet I make more money from my part-time gig than I do from my full-time job. And guess what? For most people, that's the way it is. If you invest in real estate and you do it conservatively and wisely, you can get tremendous rewards, financially and otherwise. So just, you don't have to do 300 deals a year. I mean, trust me, I know all the gurus out there. I go to all the expos, I've seen everybody talk, and so many gurus are like, oh, I did 300 deals last year, and they think they're actually benefiting, you know, the people there. That doesn't benefit people. 300 deals, that's like ridiculously impossible. Half the time I don't believe it. The other time, I'm like, well, that's a lot of deals. If you're doing that many deals, why are you selling the product for such money? So, I mean, I only did 3 deals and I benefited greatly from it. So you don't have to do 300 deals. You don't even have to do 3 deals. Do 1 deal a year. In fact, 1 deal for your lifetime. Imagine having a 4-unit property when you're ready to retire, it's paid for, free and clear, and you have $5 grand coming in every month. Are you going to be worried about retirement? No, you're not. It doesn't take that much, folks. 1 deal. That's it. Okay.
So Linda,
Yes.
I just have to ask, so what is your take on that whole thing of they're making all this money? Is it just an addiction? I mean, with just, you know, they're doing so much in real estate, now I gotta sell this, and, I mean, like, what's up with that?
Well, it's a very high-powered industry.
I guess.
It's a very, you know, I don't want to say it. Okay, you said
Yeah,
it. She said it. It's an ego-driven industry, and, you know, I mean, it's a beautiful industry, don't get me
Oh, I
wrong.
love it.
I love it too. But the thing is, I think a lot of people want to impress others. So they throw out numbers that they think will benefit people, but I actually think it does the reverse. It makes people think, I can't do 300 deals a year, forget it. I'm never gonna get started, I'm never gonna do it. I'm never gonna get that property. I mean, when you throw out figures like that, of course people are gonna get discouraged. But it doesn't take that many. I mean, like I said, owning 1 income property, just 1 income property will benefit you so much. And you won't be nervous about retirement. You'll be ready for those golden years. Number 7, networking. That's so important. You know, I actually met my private lender at an event just like this. Going to meetings and clubs and expos, it's so important. It connects you with people that can really help you. It also gives you the ability to, you know, talk the lingo and get to know what the different terms are. It's just so important to network and be around like-minded people who want success in their life. That's probably the most important. Your network equals your net worth. So who are you going to network with? You want to network with successful people. And it's possible. Attend dance club, you know, on a regular basis. Go to different expos and different real estate events. They're really important and they will benefit you. I would not be where I am today if I didn't regularly attend events. And I've been doing so for many, many years, and I really attribute that to my success. I only have 2 more tips, Dan.
Okay.
Okay, number 8, miracles can happen. You know what? I have seen miracles in my real estate career. Absolutely. There were deals that my husband and I purchased where my own agents were like, how did you get that deal? Why did they say yes? They turned everybody else down. You came in with less money and you ended up getting the deal. That happens. This property in Elsinore, the one I'm going to be living in, somebody bid $35,000 more than we did. And they gave it to us. Why? Because I wrote a really nice letter to the seller. It was a trustee sale. There was a lot of emotion in the deal. I used the emotion. I said, Miss Seller, I want this property. I see my family living in this house for years to come. I'm not going to be, flipping it, because I'm not. This deal is a keeper. I'm going to keep it long term. I'm not going to be flipping it. We're coming in all cash. Please take our deal. I have my private money lined up. I was ready to go. And they really took that into consideration. They also liked the fact that I was so emotional about the house, because they were emotional about the house. Who knows why things happen? Nobody can understand everything in life. All I know is miracles happen, and miracles have happened in my life and in my real estate career. I would not be where I am had that not been the case, trust me. Number 9, get out of your comfort zone. We can't really be successful if we don't get out of our comfort zone. And you know what? We all have issues. For me, it's public speaking. I don't want to be up here talking to you guys. I want to be, over there where nobody can see me and hear me. In fact, when Dan told me yesterday, can you speak tomorrow, I was sleepless all night. I'm like, oh, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to say? But I'm here, I'm doing it because I need to get out of my comfort zone. If I want to be more successful, I have to get out of my comfort zone. If you want to be more successful, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You cannot be successful if you cocoon yourself all the time. That just won't happen. Now, number 10, my last one. Embrace the fear, but do it anyway. Fear stands for false evidence appearing real. It is all an illusion. Nothing, the fear is not really there. It's all in your head. Just, do it anyway. We're all afraid. I'm not going to tell you that I have not been afraid. I have been afraid. Every one of those deals that you saw, I had sleepless nights over them. I wondered, am I doing the right thing? Should I continue? Should I pull out? Oh, honey, I don't think I want to do it. And thank God for my husband, because he forces me to stay in the deals. That's how it is. I am fearful sometimes, and that's normal. But you have to see the fear, embrace the fear, and do it anyway.
Okay, so can you still be a successful investor if you don't really want to deal with property management, as far as the secretarial staff and
Yes, you can.
Ready.
If you don't want to deal with any of that stuff, I just say don't deal with it and give it to somebody like myself. There's plenty of people like me doing what I'm doing.
There's awesome people, Dan, property managers, that's what they do for a living. They're experts in their field. Utilize them. There's a lot of resources right here in the room. So utilize those resources and, share the wealth. It doesn't mean, you don't have to keep all the money and all the wealth to yourself. If you share it with other people, like you know, if you have a partner, share the money with an agent, share the money with the partner. Don't be greedy. There's plenty of money for everybody. If you're greedy, you're never going to get ahead. You're going to stay stuck in doing one deal, and you're not going to do any more, and then no one's going to want to do deals with you because you have a bad reputation, or everybody knows you're greedy and you don't like to give money out to people, you know, that deserve it. So share the wealth. Like, who was it? A very wealthy woman once said, a philanthropist, she said, money is like manure. It should be spread around. And I truly believe that.
Linda, thank you very much. If I ever hear Linda tell me again, I'm not a public speaker, I'm going to tell her I got a video that says you are.